Every once in a while we see a new tool design that catches our eye, and we found these ratcheting brake line wrenches from Del City that not only look unique, but they solve a problem because working on brake lines generally is not any fun. Typically what happens is you use this traditional style line wrench, and what you notice is that a line wrench is usually a flat straight wrench, but it's got an extra edge around the outside of the part that grabs the nut, and it's got to be an open wrench, but they're trying to get as much clamp force as possible. So, you got your brake line, the line wrench has to slip over the tube somehow when it's installed on the vehicle, and then you slide this over, and what you'll notice here is that you have to have this much room on the car to be able to get this wrench to work, which, brakes are always in tight places, so it's very rare that you can get a full swing on one of these things. So that's the first challenge. The next challenge is that if you're using a line wrench on a brake fitting that is old and rusty and worn, this thing is going to slip. They just do all the time because it doesn't grab all the way around. And definitely with some of the cheaper versions of brake line wrenches, they can actually spread open and slip on the nut, cause the thing to strip out, and then you're having a really good day. The first interesting thing you'll notice about the Del City wrench is that it's got this black spring clamp on the back, and the head is actually split. That allows us to be an open end and a box wrench at the same time. You can open up the end of the wrench, slip it over the hard brake line, and then it snaps closed, grabbing the fitting itself. Another thing they designed in there, if you look closely, those sides are not flat. They're designed to be grabbing the fitting on the flank instead of the points, so it resists the opportunity to slip once it's on the fitting. This is also good if you've got a rusty fitting that has stripped out points. This will grab it in the middle. Another neat feature is that they articulate. This head is flexible, and you can work this thing into any position you need to instead of having to be at full extension. Now you can bend this way and get into tighter spaces. Now if you imagine that this line that I'm holding is installed on the car, you open up the tool and snap it over it and then slide it down and then grab your fitting. But what you'll notice is this works with like a ratchet action. As you turn it to tighten it or loosen it, the spring clamp will allow that part of the wrench to just slide over, which means you don't have to have a large area to spin this wrench. Once again, you can do this in a nice tight area. So if you imagine, having the ratchet ability plus bending the handle, now you can get into all kinds of tight little spaces, and that's what makes these things really unique. You can find out more about these. They sell them in sets like you see here from the Del City website at delcity.com. And we've used these extensively, just putting the brakes on the loose change Camaro recently, and they make it a lot easier.